What is going on, guys? Chris here. Welcome back to another video. It's been a few days, but I wanted kind of to fill everybody in on, what's happened in the last 24 hours. So, long story short, I had to travel yesterday for work so that I could do something today at work, and now I'm traveling back. I'm not getting any service, so I can't listen to music or watch anything, or listen to anything on my phone because I don't have any service. So I'm like, oh, might as well record a video. So yesterday, had to drive about 4 hours for work. Actually, the story starts like 4 days ago. Let me bring you back to 4 days ago. So I went running because it's finally nice out in New York. It's finally not raining and snowing. And I know it's June, so that sounds ridiculous, but finally we're there. And about like 10 minutes into my run, started getting some chest pain. And it's not like cramping, because that's usually more down towards your stomach, but it was actually like chest pain. So I'm like, well, I haven't ran in a long time, so maybe it's, whatever. And the pain would go away as soon as I stopped running. Start running again, instantly have pain again. Stop running, instantly goes away. And I'm like, well, maybe I'm just really out of shape. That's possible. I haven't ran in like 6 or 7 months, so I've still been working out, but maybe I'm just, my lungs aren't in shape, so it's just, just like a burning. So I'm like, all right, I obviously won't run for a few days. And then intermittently, my chest has like kind of bothered me the past few days, and so has like in between my shoulder blades of my back has kind of bothered me for a few days as well, ever since running. So I really didn't know, what that was, but I was like, I'll just rest for a few days, whatever. So yesterday, yesterday, I was traveling 4 hours for work, and throughout the car ride, my back's bothering me, but I'm like, I'm driving and sitting for 4 hours, and maybe I slept on it wrong, whatever. I get to the hotel room, I do a few calls for Hype, or whatever. I eat food, I'm like, maybe, whatever, eating, and I start feeling kind of like fatigued, like, not like sleepy tired, not tired from a drive, but just like, kind of like almost like pale and just not myself. And I like can't get like a deep breath. So I'm not like running out of air, I'm not like wheezing, I'm not like having trouble breathing. And for transparency's sake, like I'm still feeling the same thing right now. So when I take a deep breath, I just don't feel like I can get as much as I normally can. That's the only explanation. I just say, if I'm taking a deep breath, you get like that sharp pain that pretty much, your lungs are telling you that's the extent of how much air is coming in. I can't get that feeling. So I always feel like I'm just taking a deep breath, but only getting like 85% of what I could normally get. And I didn't really know why. And at some point, I don't know if it was from anxiety about the breathing, which is possible. Like, I got lightheaded a few times. And it might be because I just kept taking very deep breaths because, that's what happens. But, so, I'm out of town. I'm away from the family. I don't literally know where I am. I'm by myself. And I'm like, I should probably go to the ER. I mean, breathing's important, I've heard. So, I'm like, all right, I might as well go. So, I'm out of town, 4 hours away. I have to technically be to work at like 6 a.m. It's 8 o'clock at night. So obviously I make a few texts and I'm like, all right, well, just a heads up, I'm going to the ER. And obviously they're like, yeah, okay, do whatever you gotta do. So I go there. It's a large hospital, so I'm like, I'm gonna have to wait a while. They do my blood work, they do my, or not blood work, sorry. They do my blood pressure, they do just the triage stuff, which is basically, we'll check you out to make sure, you're not imminently in need of care, and then you'll go to a waiting room, which is what happened. I explain, everything I just explained at the beginning of this video, I explain. And I'm like, well, I had Lyme disease last year. Like, I got diagnosed with Lyme disease, so I had, 10 EKGs. I had, 4 or 5 different CT with contrast of my abdomen, chest, and pelvis when they were trying to figure out what was wrong. I've had x-rays of my chest done twice. I've gone to a cardiologist. I've gone to a gastroenterologist. I've had a colonoscopy done. I've had an ultrasound of my heart and liver done. I had a stress test done. So literally anything you can think of I've had done while they were trying to figure out what was wrong with me, until I finally, was Googling stuff because I was pissed that nobody could find out what was wrong with me, and I told them to check me for Lyme disease. And I got bit by a tick 7 months prior, and it turns out I had Lyme disease. So I was like, so I went through that. So I was also, I posted on Twitter, but I didn't make a video about it, but I was also bit by a tick again, like 2 months ago. I removed it from myself before it could feed. So I probably removed it within like about an hour or so because I was doing yard work, got bit by a tick, pulled it off. Usually, removing it that quickly, usually you're pretty safe. But I was like, I at least know what to look for now. These aren't the same symptoms as last time. They're different, but ticks can carry a whole variety of different tick-borne illnesses. So I was like, well, I might as well go. I've never had an issue with, taking deep breaths. So whatever, I'll go. Go to another waiting room. They call me in and they're like, we're going to check you out. They put me in almost like a side waiting room where I start getting checked out, I think just to get me in quicker. And a guy comes in, I explain everything I just explained to you to him. He's like, yeah, we probably deal more with tick-borne illnesses around here than a little bit northern New York. It's just getting really bad in the northeast of the country, like really bad. And I can tell you from experience, and I can tell you from doing research on my own, because I like to know what I'm talking about when I'm talking to doctors. So I know, when my blood work is being taken, I know what to look for with my creatinine levels and my liver enzymes. Like, I know all these things to look for, just because I just like to know, when they're talking to me, that they don't have to explain it. Just I understand. So he's like, yeah, we're gonna, run some tests as you would to rule out anything immediate, anything acute, meaning, we're gonna rule out like heart attack, pulmonary embolism, blood clots. We're gonna rule out anything serious, obviously, that would need immediate attention. I don't smoke. I drink every few months, maybe. No drugs, literally ever in my entire life. I'm pretty in shape, so I'm not at high risk for literally anything. And so finally, I go there, and they do an EKG, they do a chest X-ray, as you would. They do blood work. I wait around probably about 4 or 5 hours. Luckily, the Raptors versus Warriors game was on, so I was able to watch that in the hospital while I was waiting these 5 hours. So that was very convenient for me, so I wasn't just sitting there doing nothing. But I am sitting there alone, just, waiting to find out what's wrong. And as usual, nothing comes back. My heart is healthy. My listening to my lungs and heart, they sound fine. The EKG was normal. The blood work was normal. So it's possible, though, still, like when they say the blood work's normal, that just means like I don't have any blood clots. My enzymes and my red blood count, like nothing's coming back that's saying like, hey, yeah, you need to get taken care of immediately. It's basically saying it's not anything immediate. So what that turns into is it's possible, maybe, I had a slight, cold or something mixed with running, never running in a long time, and maybe I strained some muscles while I was running because I was running pretty hard and I hadn't ran in a very long time and I'm out of shape. Maybe all of that plus, the back issue I've had, all the above could be, maybe the issue. So it's possible it's that, it's possible it's nothing, and it's just a bunch of symptoms that align together to be something that could be concerning. Or it could be something from a tick. So either way, I was in the hospital for about 5 hours last night. Been very busy at work, which is why a video hasn't been out in a few days. But so I've been prescribed doxycycline, which is the main, antibiotic that is used for any tick-borne illnesses. It's a very strong antibiotic. Last time I took doxycycline, when I found out it was Lyme disease, literally felt better within days, and I haven't had any symptoms since. So I've been solid for almost an entire year now. Got bit by a tick again, started to get some symptoms, so they're like, it would make sense for us to just put you on another round of doxycycline. What I have to decide now is if I take it or not. And I know that sounds stupid, but doxycycline, it's a very strong antibiotic. It messes you up. I can't go outside for 3 weeks. It hinders your ability to protect yourself from the sun and UV rays. It messes up your stomach. You just generally feel tired. You have no appetite, and this is going to be for 3 full weeks. So I have to decide, to me, is this, a set of symptoms that resulted from maybe a cold plus, my back bothering me because I kind of tweaked it, a few months ago, and it kind of comes and goes on top of, like running and maybe just overexerting some muscles, which kind of caused these symptoms. So, do I wait and see if... Luckily, I have that choice. We will see, what I do. I will most likely take the antibiotics, the doctor's suggestions, plus my knowledge of my body and how I'm feeling. I'll probably wait a day or two, see if it goes away. I'll probably talk to my primary care, see, get their take on it because they're a little bit more up to date with my whole history and see what they think. And then I'll go from there. If you guys have any questions about health-wise, if you guys have any questions about your health, not that I'm a doctor, obviously, but throughout, this past year for me, I have, pretty much fully educated myself on a lot of things to do with health and whatnot. So if you guys have any questions about your health, any questions about the stuff I'm going through, let me know. If you guys aren't subscribed to the channel, normally we're a little bit, not talking about serious stuff, but, subscribe to the channel. We put out content pretty often, so, tell your friends. Leave a like on the video, and as always, I'll see you guys next video tomorrow. If you have a suggestion for a video, feel free to let me know. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay, bye.